I did not mean to kill him, said this Kerala nurse who was sentenced to death in Yemen after allegedly killing a Yemeni citizen. The death sentence was also approved by Yemen's president. Her only hope for survival depended on whether the victim's family decided to forgive her. Nimisha Priya from Palakkad district in Kerala moved to Yemen in 2008 to financially support her parents who were daily wage laborers. 3 years later, she married Tommy Thomas in Kerala and they both moved back to Yemen. Nimisha worked as a nurse while Tommy worked as an electrician. Nimisha wanted to open her own clinic, but under Yemen's laws, foreign nationals were required to have local partners in order to start a business. So Nimisha thought of approaching Talal Abdul Mehdi, who was a regular visitor at one of the clinics she used to work at. But then she sought help from Abdul Latir, the owner of the clinic where she had worked. Initially, Abdul was opposed to Nimisha opening her own clinic and caused some trouble. However, he eventually agreed to invest in a clinic in exchange for a 33% share. In 2015, Talal also traveled to Kerala to attend the baptism of Nimisha's daughter. Afterward, Nimisha returned to Yemen and opened her clinic in April. But her husband and her daughter had to stay in Kerala due to the civil war in Yemen, which began in 2014, and because the country stopped issuing new visas. Nimisha said, "The clinic kicked off really well. Within 1 month, I got a good income. Talal had helped me with a few things like collecting material and with some money too." But things began to turn sour between Talal and Nimisha. Nimisha told the News Minute, "My income, however, jolted Talal. He came up with the demand that I need to pay him a share of the income. He started to assert himself in matters related to the clinic. He even registered the vehicles we bought for the clinic in his name. Talal had also added his name as a shareholder when they were preparing the papers to include Abdul Latif in the clinic, and Nimisha said she was unaware about it. Talal started taking Nimisha's monthly share from the clinic. When Nimisha questioned the clinic manager regarding the issue, he said that Talal told him that she was his wife. When Nimisha confronted Talal, he explained that he said it to prevent others from causing trouble, thinking she was a single woman. Nimisha said, "I knew he was already married. Still, he kept saying, 'We are married,' and everyone in the hospital seemed to believe him." She alleged that Talal took one of her wedding photos and tampered with it to make it look like they were married. When Nimisha took the issue to court, Talal showed fake marriage documents and the court accepted them. Nimisha said, "He started to attack me physically. Even in front of the hospital staff, he used to thrash me and even spit on me. It became unbearable. He confiscated my passport. He forced me to live with him. He would come to my house inebriated and attack me physically, threaten me to obey him and inflict injuries on me. He used to even bring his friends to my house at night and force me to do sexual favors for them. I used to run out each time to protect myself." Due to the ongoing abuse, Talal was repeatedly jailed following Nimisha's complaints and for other frauds he had committed. While he was in jail, Nimisha would visit him regularly, insisting that he return her documents. Eager to get her passport back, Nimisha sought help from a jail warden who advised her to sedate Talal and retrieve her documents. In July 2017, while Talal was in Nimisha's house doing drugs, she injected him with a sedative. But things took a dark turn when Talal stopped breathing. Nimisha said he fell on the floor and started to scream out loud. But suddenly, he stopped and laid still. There was no breath when I checked his pulse. I was afraid. I had not meant to kill him. Talal had died due to an overdose. Nimisha added that she panicked and took tablets for her anxiety attack, while her fellow nurse, Hanan, allegedly dismembered Talal's body and hid the parts in a water tank. The following month, Hanan and Nimisha were arrested. In 2020, Nimisha was found guilty and was sentenced to death, while Hanan was sentenced to life imprisonment. That same year, in India, a group called the Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council was formed to help overturn the sentence. In 2023, her mother Prema Kumari went to the Yemeni Supreme Court to challenge the death sentence, but their appeal was rejected. That same year in November, the government of India approved a payment of $40,000 to start negotiations for Nimisha's release. Her family was also ready to give blood money to the victim's family in exchange for a pardon. Now, what's blood money? Under Islamic law, the victim's family has the authority to decide the punishment for the accused. They can choose to forgive the accused in exchange for a monetary compensation. The amount is usually determined through negotiation between the families of the victim and the accused. However, some Islamic countries have established minimum compensation amounts. After the president of Yemen sanctioned Nimisha's death sentence on 30th December 2024, the Ministry of External Affairs responded the next day saying, "We are aware of the sentencing of Ms. Nimisha Priya in Yemen. We understand that the family of Priya is exploring relevant options. The government is extending all possible help in this matter." The Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council was raising funds for her release and trying to persuade the victim's family to forgive her. Nimisha could reportedly be executed in a month.